next story also involves this Rasta guy. Look, I mean, I would tell you stories about my sister, not going to be as exciting. All right. So this guy also told me to, he took me to a couple of the best parties I've ever been to in Los Angeles. I tried to, find like celebrity parties and stuff, but this coke dealer was unreal. He took me to a couple of the best parties, not just LA, I've ever been to in my life. So this one party he takes me to was all these porn people were having a party out in Woodland Hills, okay? In this big fucking house. These porn people are having a pool party. And we get there and we walk in and listen, it's just a crazy fucking scene, like right out of Boogie Nights. I mean, there's porn going on. And the porn that porn people like is really great shit, you know? It's like, De Niro watching his favorite movies, you know? It's like, wow, look at that. That is really a flexible midget, you know? And so we walk in, it's all this nutty shit. We walk into a back room, and I'm going there because he's gonna go get coke for us, and I'm waiting for him. We walk into a big room where there's basically an orgy going on. And it's the closest thing I've ever seen in my life. A bunch of people are fucking in a room, all over the place. And I'm looking around like, damn. And he goes, yeah, man, enjoy yourself. I'll be back. I gotta do my shit for 20 minutes. I'm like, all right. So I start looking around and I'm just watching, what am I gonna do? Just push a guy aside and start fucking? Move out of the way, Eric Everhard. I'm gonna... Artie Lange's back to do some work, motherfucker. Could you imagine a more disappointing switch for that woman? She goes from ecstasy to bursting into tears. So I look over to the left, and there's a girl, a little older, probably in her 40s. She was probably a first-round draft pick in 1984. Now she's got bad knees, ready for a Hall of Fame speech. But still, looking good, like kept herself in shape. And she is naked, on all fours, like doggy style, on the couch, looking at me. And I'm looking at her. And her face is sort of leaning over the couch. And I'm like, damn, I'm looking at her, and she goes, okay. I walk over, and I go right in front of her, and I start rubbing her head, and she's like, doing like this kitty cat thing. And she was fucked up on some kind of pills, I don't know. And she starts unzipping my pants and taking, my pants down. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna stop this train. And I got hard immediately. I was never that horny in my life. And I'm not a group sex guy. This is one of the few times this happened to me. Because I don't like these people dress hip. They're cool people. I look like this. I look like a gym teacher. But I think she saw who I was with. Whatever. I wasn't gonna ask any questions. So she starts to blow me. Starts, what blowing is, sucking my dick. And for you younger guys, I don't know what the political correct term is for sucking cock these days, but anyway. So she's blowing me, and I'm having fun, like whatever. Now, about a minute into this, a guy who looks like The Rock, okay, comes over completely naked, and just gets behind her, and starts to fuck her from behind. Now I'm in a threesome that I didn't ask to be in. He just starts fucking her, and he's like, and she's blowing me, he's fucking, and I'm like this far from the guy. I'm a foot from The Rock, basically, and I'm like, what do you start, how you doing, everything? You got any tips for how to act at a thing like this? And it's just very disconcerting. It's odd. I'm not like, again, I'm not homophobic or anything, but, well, maybe I am, I don't know, but I mean, what homophobia, what is phobia? Means you're afraid. And if you ask me, Art, are you afraid of getting fucked in the ass? I'd have to say yes, It might be my single biggest fucking fear. Getting fucked in the ass. I'm also afraid of heights. But I'd have to put getting fucked in the ass right up there with height. They both have different things that scare the shit out of me. Like, with heights, you're up high, you're looking down, you might fall. And with getting fucked in the ass, you got a cock in your asshole. So I just didn't want to get it turned into that situation. I'm like, he could overpower me in 2 seconds. So I'm just, I have no shot at this guy if there's a fight. I'm looking around for the Rasta guy, he's probably fucking 5 chicks in the back room, I don't know. So, I start to recede like a turtle, as they say. I'm like, I lost my heart on him. I'm like, I can't do this. And I said to him, I'm done. I don't want to do this. So now, as I'm trying to pull out, she keeps, trying to keep me in there. Okay, this guy was such a pro. He takes his dick out of her ass, like you see in a porn, and starts to jerk off on her back. Now, I'm looking at this going, whoa. If the movie Clint Eastwood, the Clint Eastwood movie In the Line of Fire, this is my version of it. And I'm like, what the fuck is gonna happen here? So he starts to come on her back, and he's coming on her back, and I'm like, this is fine. And then he goes like this, like the last, like, and a little speck of The Rock's cum lands on this leather jacket, this $600 leather jacket I bought. It lands, I see it coming at me, it's like in slow motion, like I felt like Willem Dafoe at the end of Platoon, like It just took its time, and just a little speck lands right on my jacket, my leather jacket. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the craziest, worst thing that's ever happened to me. So I pulled out of this girl, I ran into the bathroom, I tried to like boil my jacket, and I made the mistake on the way home of telling the Rasta guy, and again, he was just so funny. I said, but I think I burned it out. And he goes, man, I'd burn that motherfucker. Dead serious. And I said, all right. So I threw the jacket out. I threw my fucking $600 leather jacket the fuck out because The Rock came on it. Other than that, it was an amazing fucking party. Thank you.